Mother, tell your children not to walk my way.
Hello all, and welcome. This will be something everyone asked me for, which is, as the title says, a review of last night's 2-hour debut of Impact. I probably won't ever do one of these again, because I really don't like doing television reviews. But, I did figure I'd come on here and I would at least, give a review and my thoughts of what we saw last night. So, we start off 2-hour Impact, and we go through the whole, this is great, this is wonderful. We are, into a new era for TNA Impact, and our first match, much like the first Impact match, was AJ Styles versus Roderick Strong. Just like the first Nitro match was Brian Pillman versus Jushin Thunder Liger. Just like just like we had on the first Primetime Impact, we had the main event. Cage match. I believe it was a cage match. Was it the cage match? No, it wasn't the cage match. But it was Christian versus Rhino, which was pretty good. We start off with Rhino versus Black Rain. Yes, this is the match that if people are flipping through the channels are going to go, wow, maybe I should watch this. And I don't think so. And this will be something that I'm going to talk about all night, which was a clusterfuck. Yes, it was. We started with Rhino and Black Rain. Then at some point, Raven came out. We had Sting come out. We had like 9 people, I think, at some point. I don't know. We had a bunch of... This just turned into a big, fat mess. It had served no purpose as far as I can see. There was better ways to do this. And, then finally Sting comes out. He clears the ring, and then we get Kurt Angle saying he's at Sting's son's football game. And I have flashbacks. I'm like, wait a minute. They did this before. Yes, they have done this before. And this wasn't nearly as good as the night went on. This was the constant, angle throughout the night. And was horrible, by the way, I must state. Well, we come back from the ring, and Angle rants about, Sting's son and football, and Sting not being in his football game. It was pretty crappy, to be honest. Then we have a little segment with JB and Machismo and Dot, which turns into a huge burial. Very much the same way that Triple H buried the entire WWE, or the entire Raw Tag Team division. Team 3D was allowed to bury the entire X division. I thought the point of the 2-hour deal was so that the X division would be able to flourish, not so that you would bury them on a team that might be leaving your organization here soon. Good job, TNA. Good job. And they did all this apparently because they wanted a tag team title match at some point. I don't know. Then we had a Robert Roode interview, which again served little to no purpose, in my opinion. They could have definitely stuck something else there. Then we had Jackie Moore versus Gail Kim. This was an okay match. This was an okay Divas match, which was not an okay's women wrestling match. Why? Why TNA? This again turned into a big clusterfuck, where we had just all bunch of women out there just battling. TNA, you save that for next week when you're hyping the pay-per-view. Not the week before you're hyping the pay-per-view. You actually give us a good women's match. You give us something different from the WWE. Different. Thank you. Then we go through some more garbage promos, because that's basically what the promos were. This first hour was horrible, by the way. I just want to state that. Then we had Team Tackman versus Team 3D. Again, this turned into a bunch of tag teams coming in after a DQ. And again, this was horrible. Horrible. Finally, Scott Steiner's music hits. The Steiners run out. They chase Team 3D back after just a horrible match. And then finally we get something that's okay. Which we get Raven, who cuts a pretty good promo, I must say. And I thought it made sense, and it was, I thought, wow, is this going to be the highlight of the first hour? I was wrong, because then we got the fight for the right preview gauntlet match with Robert Roode, Chris Harris, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, James Storm, Kaz, Lance Hoyt, Eric Young, Petey Williams, and Jimmy Rave. This was very good. I'm not going to lie. This was good. I enjoyed this. I was like, wow, finally. I wondered why, this was not bad. I thought this was pretty good. I liked this. I thought this was served its purpose. Kind of wondering why Eric Young won out of all of these guys, but hey, it worked. I didn't mind it. This was what you should be putting on TNA. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to put out gauntlet matches every week, but this didn't have anything really wrong with it. And then we had our main event after some more promos, which were the promos on this program, with the exception of the Raven promo, were just wretched. I just want to say that. We had Samoa Joe, Junior Fatu, and LAX, Homicide Hernandez, versus Christian Cage, AJ Styles, and Triple X of Cincy and Christopher Daniels. This was very good. This was a little spotty, a little messy, but overall, this was not bad. I didn't mind this. This was a lot of fun, to be completely honest. They gave these guys time to go out there, and this is the type of thing I'm talking about when I say that they don't need the X Division title. Because basically you had Junior Fatu, you had Christian Cage, and you had Hernandez. None of those guys you would call, X Division guys, went out there, and basically they were putting on an X Division match with a bunch of X Division guys. And it was good, and it was nice, and I liked it. Everyone else liked it. I wouldn't agree with the fans chanting, "This is awesome." That wasn't awesome. It was awesome compared to pretty much everything we had seen for most of the night. But it was a good main event, and I'll give TNA credit for that. Hopefully that's the type of thing they're going to do. Now, let's talk about this as a whole, because this was not a good show, boys and girls. This really wasn't. This was, in my opinion, a horrible SmackDown. Maybe I can't even call it an okay Raw. I really can't. This was bad. I mean, maybe I could call it an okay Raw because we had two good matches, but everything else was so wretched. The Sting Angle storyline was just, I was just like, can they please stop with this? We've seen this already in TNA. We don't need to see this again. TNA, would this have been so difficult? Just hear me out here. I know TNA won't listen, but okay. First of all, why didn't the main event start out the show? You talk about the fact that you want the main event, you want to push new guys, you want to bring in new fans. Well, here you go. Here are the guys that basically this match would have pretty much made people go, wow, maybe I want to watch this. This is different. This is not WWE. This is not the type of match WWE would put on. This was kind of wild. This was kind of crazy. It worked, though. I didn't mind that part of it. So why not start out the evening with this and not with Raven or Black Reign versus Rhino, which probably should have been at the bottom of the hour of the first hour? Just an idea, just wondering. Secondly, why did we, the tag team gauntlet, or not the tag team gauntlet, but the gauntlet, why didn't you put that, and you kind of did, it should have pretty much been the go-between between the first hour and the second hour, and that would have been a good place for that match, and then have a legitimate main event. Have Sting and Angle maybe in a tag team with two other guys after. Let's say Sting here's an idea. Let's say Sting brings his son to the Impact tables. Let's say somewhere during the night, Angle and Sting's son have a confrontation. And at that point, then Angle puts the chokehold on Sting's son. Sting goes crazy. I want to kill Kurt Angle now. Abyss then shows up. Maybe. Or somebody else, and Cornette says, well, I'll put you guys in a tag team. And tag team match. Pick two tag team partners. Let them pick two tag team partners. Now you have Sting and Kurt Angle in the main event leading up to your pay-per-view, and you can have a good old-fashioned tag team match. What's wrong with that? That works in my opinion. Or that can start off the first hour. Something. This was just not good. This, like I said, this was a bad Raw in my opinion. I mean, this seems real conjumbled, my review of this, I know, but this is how this was. It was just not really good. The first hour was just so horrible. The second hour was better because we had more wrestling action, but overall, this was not a good way to start TNA. I know that some people will be like, oh, we had two good matches. Yes, but you had a whole hour that was a waste. That's not good. That's just bad stuff. This was, like I said, there was an okay Raw only because of the two good matches. Everything else was just horrible. Anyways, that's kind of my review of this. I'll talk to you guys later.